We want to build awareness around the fact that the homeless in Victoria, BC are living in extremely inhumane conditions. Meanwhile, over $500 million per year is generated around homelessness in Victoria, BC alone, from charities and non-profits like Our Place Society, which did 15 million plus in 2021. Many ex-employees have contacted us about their experience at Our Place, the misuse of funding and abusive behavior from staff towards the homeless, and abuse from management. Abuse is encouraged by other staff at Our Place. Kool-Aid Society generated $36 million in 2021. The Salvation Army charges the homeless $600 per month to live there, in a dorm with 30 other men in bunk beds, getting eaten alive by bed bugs. Jail showers. It's like a jail, but you pay money to live there. They have 147 beds at $600 per month. They generate over $88,000 per month off the homeless to live in a shelter that's supposed to be a non-profit Christian organization, but they never talk about Jesus. There's no support or resources, and abusive staff, as I spent 7 years homeless out here in Victoria myself, and experienced all this firsthand, so I started to video document it. For when I would overcome homelessness, which took me 7 years, as someone that doesn't even use drugs, drink, or smoke. The system was designed completely against me. The places that claim to help do nothing. The Coalition to End Homelessness, aka the Alliance to End Homelessness in the Capital Region, does nothing. Hundreds of millions being generated, but the homeless are living like this, with less than the bare minimum, nowhere to shower. The Salvation Army won't let you in unless you pay for a bed. You can't eat there or use the showers. They intentionally create addiction, mental health and homelessness in order to profit from it. It's a business. You can't do this by mistake. This is intentional, systematic corruption, and these organizations are liars and thieves, and abuse those who they claim to be supporting and collect millions in the name in the same sentence. But they do nothing. It was a nightmare. And I promised, when I got out, I would expose this. Not only did I make it out, after almost dying out there of a lack of resources and zero employment programs or opportunities for people going through homelessness to be embedded back into society and working. By the way, I ended up being an advocate of homelessness, getting employed to several organizations around homelessness and mental health, and all that did was just reaffirm what I already thought to be true. They are creating a business out of homelessness on purpose, depriving the homeless for their basic needs, to keep them sick, desperate, dependent, addicted and homeless, so they can keep profiting from it, and not lose their $200K per year salary, and over $500 million of revenue being generated off the suffering of the homeless. If they solve the problem, there is no need for a solution. All the money goes away if the problem goes away. But the CEOs of Our Place, Grant McKenzie and Susan, were bragging about their multiple vacations and uploading their pictures to Paris. Not even kidding. The video and screenshots of their Facebooks have been shown on victoriaprofits.ca, and what's even more sickening is they are taking pictures of holding awards, humanity awards, as if they are heroes. Just like hero work, they use free labor and influence students to volunteer to help build structures in the name of homelessness or community, to cut millions of dollars in costs of employer fees and labor. They found a way to cut those costs, but still raise tens of millions of dollars via fundraising and government funding, donations, gifts and more. They are at least delivering a service, sorta, unlike these other lying charities and orgs, but the service is being delivered in the name of homelessness, mental health and addiction, because they are targeting that specific demographic to profit from people's compassion towards these social issues. But the things they build only make the organizations look better from the outside view to the public. It's a show, for display, to influence more people to donate, as if they are doing such great work. Trevor Botkin is friends with the Salvation Army Victoria Rock guys, where I experienced and witnessed most of this corruption, which you can hear about on Victoria BC Profits website. With all evidence you'll ever need to back up these claims, they didn't think someone would make it out of homelessness or video document the experience, or living conditions like one person did, or investigate finances, which are public, but they still don't mention it. They try to hide it. For good reason. What they do doesn't affect the people they claim to serve in any way, nor does it help them. The ones in need that all these millions that are being generated are meant for massive misuse of funding, actually fraud, because the amounts generated yearly for these issues does not reflect in any way where they should be reflecting, the actual homeless people. I was out there for a decade homeless myself. I should know. There was nothing. Hero work may spend $100K on their project, but in reality, they generated over $10 million to execute it. The difference is all profit, but they won't tell you that part, and they have legal avenues and tax loopholes to protect and hide assets, invest in other assets, and collect that profit off money generated for the homeless, move money around, etc. Money laundering is what it's called. Fraud. Community fraud. Tax fraud. And guess what? The city council is involved, and are profiting from it. And so is the BC government. How? Visit Victoria BC Profits website. That's a long answer, a very complex and in-depth fraudulent system that the government has created. It's one huge pyramid scheme. The system breaks things on purpose to say, hey, we can sell you the solution, we can fix that, we just need 100 million. Then the next year they say, see, we made 5% progress. So we are gonna need another 500 million this year to keep up this progress we're making via falsely generated statistics and measures of progress. In other words, fake. That's why homelessness never improves. It's not from new people moving here. That's the oldest lie in the book. They build 10 condo buildings per month almost. People move here to live and end up being homeless from the overpriced rent, because this city is only in it for the money and development. True cowards. Spend billions of dollars on condos, but won't invest towards healthcare. Island Health makes billions per year, hundreds of billions. And they abuse their staff, and I've experienced much abuse from the medical system as well. They're killing more people than they're saving. Especially the homeless are specifically targeted. They own the Johnson building because they are the drug dealers. Island Health, that is, the government, and Big Pharma, which is really just the government. But look how bad the living conditions are, and how bad the Johnson building is. They just want everyone on drugs. We have proof of that too. We'll be posting more evidence soon. It's mass genocide, and they stepped on the wrong guy this time. Please share. Please go to Victoria BC Profits website and go to the forum and upload a 10 minutes video of your own testimony while being homeless, of the corruption and abuse you have experienced out here, to contribute, or if you're an ex-employee. Let's cause these sick people to resign and be exposed. There is a donation tab for those who want to donate to the advertising of this video, and a victoriabcprofits.car website, and other homeless people's testimonies on the website. Help them reach people and be heard. All donations will be used for Facebook advertising, Google ads, Yahoo ads, and other publications, to promote the truth from the actual homeless themselves, instead of these liars who are speaking on our behalf, who have never been homeless, and have made up their story and their fake lived experience, so they can get away with it, and keep working in these fields, fundraising money unquestioned, without challenge. This is a video inside the Salvation Army in Victoria, BC, in 1 out of 4 dorms with 30 men in each dorm, jammed inside on bunk beds like jail, like cattle. It's inhumane and degrading, which affects your mental health and ability to become stable over time. But the money is there to fix it. But they rather spend $60K on making the kitchen look good for the volunteers, so they can get more free labor, and cut more employee costs, so they can pocket more profit. It's called an ROI, return of investment. Profit margin. I studied business. And this is designed and operated like a business, and the people who run them, or the staff, are not providing a real service, but providing the opposite. Abusing those they claim to be there to help. All for an easy paycheck. The other video is of the MAT program when shelters are full, which they always are, because they